Hey VC, this is Luke with Hot Wax and Cool Vinyl. Welcome back. Unless this is the first time you're viewing my channel, hey, then just welcome. All right, so first off, happy Sunday. It's Sunday, August 15th. Couple of weeks still to go before Labor Day and the unofficial close of summer out here in the Hamptons area, I should say. Great weather day today. It's been a bit since we've had a decent day like today. It was low humidity, high 70s, low 80s, just a nice day. Able to get out in the kayak, get out in the pond, get the kayaks out, just have a really relaxing day, my wife and I. So what records am I going to show? Well, this is again a combination of things I bought yesterday at a 1 yard sale, which I'll go into in a minute, and some stuff that I had bought earlier. As you know, it's been so long since I made videos. I just started making videos a couple of weeks ago. I think I've only done 4 thus far. But I've been buying all along the way. So I have a backlog of records that are worthy of showing, so that's what I'm doing now. Okay, so yesterday's yard sale. So it's a yard sale for, it was a yard sale / fundraiser for an animal, a cat, that had an accident with the leg, and it needs a lot of surgeries and a few other things that from the vet. And if you own an animal, you know vets can get very expensive. So I go to this yard sale with my wife, and this woman comes out from around the house, and she goes, "I've been waiting for you." And I'm like, "What's up?" And she goes, "Had yard sales last week, and I was talking to my wife, and my wife says, we got to put those records out." And I told her, "No, I got this guy, and I know who's going to come because he comes every year. And so here you are." And so I'm like, "Okay, what do you got?" And she's like, "Well, I know they're worth some money, because there's some stones and some Grateful Dead and stuff." All right, so I said, "Fine, bring it on out. Let me take a look." So I'm thumbing through them, and you always hate to tell people, I know you got some stones and you got some Grateful Dead, but the Grateful Dead live album, Live in Europe album, it's kind of beat up, and the Stones album is Tattoo You, which is okay, but it's not, it's not a $70 record. It's a $10 record, $5 to $10. She goes, "Well, the record store, I did bring him in and he made me an offer." And I was like, "Well, I think you should take it if he made you an offer." She goes, "Well, what do you think?" I said, "Well, honestly, if I'm buying them, I'm going to make you an offer because I'm going to have to sell them. I have all the ones you have." And we're talking a lot of 80s new wave, Soft Cell, Missing Persons, some Journey, a few other odds and ends. There was a couple of decent pieces which I'm going to show, which were really interesting and cool, but by and large, a collection is one that you would buy basically to resell or trade with friends with. Unless you were just starting record collecting, then you're buying it because, it's got a lot of top-end bands in it. It's got Journey, it's got Bon Jovi, some Styx, Missing Persons, etc., etc., etc. So, we talked back and forth a little bit, and we came up with a price that I was comfortable with, and that she was pleased with for the cat. And so I wound up buying this collection, and again, it's about 120 albums altogether. Out of that 120, 50 are already at my local thrift store, and another 10, 15 are already in my garbage can. That's okay. That's pretty normal. But this is what I had. This is the first one I'm going to show you from that buy, and this is the King Fleming Trio. It's also on the stereo now. This is a promo from Seton Hall University's radio station. That's pretty cool. You can see the stamp there. Cover's good, record's good, decent jazz. This is from 65, I'm sorry, not 66. This is from 65, this is the mono promo. Sounds good. Really knew nothing at all about King Fleming. I like it. Kind of a bop-ish, smooth, easy listenable jazz album. So that was one that I picked up, and that was from this woman's yard sale. So I'm going to keep that. The other one that I'm going to keep is another jazz album. It's Tiny Alice. And I'm keeping this not because of the album's eccentric value, because it really isn't really well, but the cover is really cool. You know, matchbook cover. And again, this is more of a country jazz or Dixieland jazz. A lot of harmonica stuff. Good condition. Album is really solid. Karma Sutra. You know, good condition. The record's in good condition. Plays really well as well. And it's just such a cool cover, you know. Kind of like I kept Jake Isles' cover with the telephone cover. You know, it's just there's some records you keep and you keep because you have an affinity for the cover. I've played it once. It's okay. Really not my cup of tea as far as jazz is concerned. But it's cool enough where I'm just gonna keep it. You know, it's whimsical. I like it. And here we go. Next up is an album I actually bought in Pittsburgh when I was visiting my daughter. They have this flea market in Pittsburgh. It's like once a month. And it like basically goes then all along by the railroad station in Pittsburgh. And it's pretty expansive. They had some record people there. And so I bought this. This is the Tremolos, Here Comes My Baby. You know, it's a poppy album. It has, you know, Here Comes My Baby, Run, My Town, What State I'm In, and Loving You. On side 2, Good Day Sunshine, You, Shaking Hands, When I'm With Her, and Even the Bad Times Are Good. It's just, you know, I was vaguely familiar with the Tremolos. It wasn't like I don't think I have anything from them. And so when I got it, when I was at this when I was at this flea market and this record booth, and it was there, and it was pretty cheap. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy it and give it a whirl. I know I'm racing a little bit today, and you'll pardon me. I'm doing so because I want to get all of these shown, and I want to do it in a time frame that's not too expansive. That's why. I will actually slow down a little bit, breathe, and continue showing some records. If I hit the mark that I think is getting too long, I'll just show them next week. But pardon me a moment. Gotta have a little bit of coffee. It's late in the day. It's around 5 o'clock. Still gonna go out to a friend's house to eat some food. So a little coffee as a pick-me-up. Again, from yesterday as well. This is the original soundtrack from the movie Earthquake. I had forgotten this movie existed, but check out the cast. I mean, you got Charlton Heston, Ava Gardner, George Kennedy, Lauren Green. I mean, you got everybody in this thing. And it's pretty wild. I have to now go see the movie again. I vaguely remember this as a kid. But this was in that collection from yesterday, you know, along with the next one that I'm going to show. And so I was like, yeah, you know, I'm not going to sell this one. This one's too cool. So I'm going to keep this one, even if I don't actually listen to it. There's a couple of soundtracks I have that I keep just because they're too cool. You know, they remind me of a movie I saw as a kid or one of the other things. And some of them just have good music. I mean, The Warriors comes to mind, Rock and Roll High School comes to mind, American Graffiti comes to mind. You know, not only great movies, but awesome soundtracks to boot. This one was actually, the next one is along the same veins. I don't know if it's a great movie, but it's certainly one that anybody who's about my age is going to remember. Maybe a little younger, maybe a little older, it's still the same way. This is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. This is a 2-record set. Excellent condition on the album, I have to say. You know, it's just, it's just, I don't know. I guess I didn't go to high school in California, but I gotta be honest, man. This pretty much encapsulated everything anybody who didn't go to high school on the West Coast thought of high schools on the West Coast to be like. Just so you know. Possible exception of, I don't think that we actually had pizza brought in to our classroom as Spicoli did in Fast Times. So, last one I'm going to show you is the one I actually talked about last week. This one is, I picked this up in North Carolina at Barnes & Noble. It is the Rolling Stones Beggars Banquet reissue. This is the anniversary copy. And this is, as I said, it's the 2-record set. Really nicely laid out. It's got heavy stock, and it also has the this is Decca. This is the 45 RPM single of Sympathy for the Devil, and you've got some great etching on the back of this, on the blank side of this, which is really cool. I don't know if you can see all of it, but it's really well done, you know. It's a pity. Trust me, the etching is pretty solid. It's got the Stones, it mentions Dylan, it says Bob Dylan Dream, you know. So it is really well done, and as I mentioned last week, it's about, you can probably get it cheaper now on eBay or on Amazon, but it cost me, I think, like $35. It's well worth it. You know, the sound quality is on point, and the packaging is good. The packaging is really nice on this, you know. It's not flimsy stock or anything like that. It's, you know, you got the 45 RPM single. Basically, the artwork and the photography work is pretty great. There's a little bit of a glare, but you kind of get it, you know. So, if you get a chance and you're wondering, should you go ahead and buy a copy of this? Yes, you should. If you like the Stones, and you think, and you like Beggars Banquet, in case you were wondering, this has got a ton of great stuff on it. You know, you got obviously Sympathy for the Devil, which was the song, but you also have Street Fighting Man, you know, and you've got one of the ones I actually like is Dear Doctor, and Parachute Woman. I mean, just all the songs on this record are pretty solid. And again, Sympathy for the Devil, it's just super, and it's a great package. And even though it costs a little bit more than you would find, whoops, as always, if I don't drop a record, it ain't worth it. Maybe more than you would find, say, in just going on eBay and buying Beggars Banquet, a decent copy, but not so much more. So it actually is worth it. So, Beggars Banquet, the reissue, 180 gram, anniversary edition gatefold. So that's it for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you're having a great week. And the weather by you is fantastic as well. Have a terrific week. Have a great Sunday afternoon. Have a great Sunday evening. Hopefully you're going to have a fantastic week. You certainly earned it. I will talk to you next week. Cheers.